Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me, please. Can you hear me? Please drop a comment under the comment section. Let's know you can hear me. Good evening, everyone. We are all welcome to our today's LinkedIn Masterclass that we've been waiting for. Please hear me. Drop a comment. Let me know that we have our audience with us. And please, if you are just joining us, drop where you are watching us from, your location, and what you do in the comment section, please. Thank you. Drop your location and what you do under the comment section. Adaobi, you're welcome. It's good to have you on board. Please leave a comment. Let me know that you can hear me, please. Adaobi, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we're waiting for uh other speakers to join us shortly, Olu. So please, if you are just joining us, kindly introduce yourself, mention where you are watching us from and what you do. Your audience could be here too, your target audience could be here, your clients could be here, someone could be here that needs your services. So please introduce yourself and we will read that out generally. Please, if you're just joining us, introduce yourself under the comment section and we'll move on shortly. We're supposed to have the other speakers joining us shortly, but while we wait for them, let's do a proper introduction while we wait for our other speakers to join us in. So my name is Precious Frank and I am your number one global face baker, as you mostly know me as. I am a global face baker, meaning I am a makeup artist, and also I am a LinkedIn growth expert. So I help people, train people, and groom people on how to navigate LinkedIn and grow on LinkedIn. There are a lot of persons that don't understand how LinkedIn works, right? They just come on board. You want to grow, you are eager to grow, you are eager to make it big on LinkedIn, but you just stumble on LinkedIn and you don't understand what's going on in that area at all. Now that is where I come in to help you, teach you how to make it on LinkedIn, teach you how LinkedIn works, and teach you how you can grow in the environment. And also, I do LinkedIn page management. I manage LinkedIn page for people because we have an outsourcing firm, Emirate Frank Consult, that outsource experts in social media management, virtual assistant services, LinkedIn page management services, makeup services, recommendations, graphic designers. So If you need people, you can always come to Emerald Frank Consult and we will recommend you to the best. So anybody that comes from us, we just know that they are trusted, they are good to go. They are tested and trusted because most of them come from our community where we have trained and groomed them on how to understand LinkedIn. So working with people that come from our community would definitely not be a problem at all. So that's what we do. And I'm also a ghostwriter. I know I don't say this. I know I don't say this frequently, but I'm also a ghostwriter. um I do that for people. You know what it means to be a ghostwriter. Nobody sees you, nobody knows you're the one writing the content. So that is what I do on the background. So I do that for most of my clients. I draft their content, put it out there for them to see. Welcome, Oluwatomilara. Welcome. It's
Hi,
good to have
Precious.
you with us.
Good evening. Sorry for coming late.
But there's no problem. There's no problem. It's good to have you on board. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so lastly, what do I do again on LinkedIn? Well, that is all I do on LinkedIn for now. That's what I want to be known on LinkedIn for now. So, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for taking out your time from your busy schedule to come and learn. Right? Because what I can say is we are willing to learn, and I'm happy that we are joining us today because we want to know more. You are eager to know more. You are ready to know more. So, thank you for joining us. Please, wherever you are joining us from, wherever location you are going from, please drop it in the comment section and tell us exactly what you do. And also, this event is giving you an opportunity to ask questions. So, ask questions about LinkedIn, ask questions on what you don't understand, anything you know you need redirection on. Please, we have people on board that can answer your questions. And when you are asking a question pertaining to a particular speaker, please do make sure you mention the person's name that you want your question to be answered with. Like if you are asking Adaobi a question, you can just direct the question to Adaobi and say, okay, please, Adaobi, can you? That is how it should be, please. Thank you so much. And we are going to move on to our first speaker, Oluwatomi Lara Adeosun. Please, if I've murdered the name, I'm sorry. Forgive me. So we are going
You
to bring him
murdered
on
it.
board. So I'm sorry about that. You are going to give us a brief introduction of yourself, your name, so that we can I can know the meaning of your name or get to pronounce the name properly. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Oluwatumilara Adeosun. So, just for short, you can just call me Olu. Olu makes things easier. Don't say Oluwa because Oluwa means God, and I don't want to turn into pillar of salt, right? So, just say Olu. So basically, I'm a personal branding strategist and a and a LinkedIn account manager. I love what I do. I love ghostwriting, love managing LinkedIn accounts, love thinking, going through strategies, love helping people solve their problems about their personal brand. And that aside, I'm an accountant, a chartered accountant. Yeah, and basically, I love football. Football so much. Football is my love language. So nice to meet you, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Oh wow. I never knew you were an accountant. Beautiful. Uh-uh. You are
Thank you.
you are you you are not bringing out that part. So I think I'm going to need your services. You are
No
even a
problem.
chartered accountant. So
Yeah.
I'm going to need your services. So after this event, I'm going to send you a message concerning that aspect. Please, I need your services,
I'll,
and it's very important. Thank you
I'll be
so much.
expecting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so first of all, let us start with you, since our first speaker has another event to attend to in less than an hour, so we have to be as fast as possible and let him go and prepare for his second event. Sincerely, Olu, thank you so much for accepting to do this, even with your own busy schedule, even with the program you have at hand. You still accepted to show up for us, show up for me. Thank you so much. Sincerely, I don't take this honor, and privilege for granted. Thank you so much.
It's
God
fine.
bless you.
Amen. You're welcome.
Okay, so based on you said you are a personal branding strategist, LinkedIn page manager. So it means you make people or you help people to be seen, heard, right? And help them to also
Definitely.
be hired. Yeah, depending on their profile on LinkedIn, depending on what they want
Definitely.
to build, particularly on LinkedIn. Okay, so now I'm going to ask, as a creator who has cracked the code, because for you to help other people, right, on LinkedIn, it means you've cracked the code. So for you to be a creator, who one should take to truly stand out and get noticed on LinkedIn?
So I'll start by saying before you accomplish something outside, you must have first accomplished something inwards. I'll clarify. What I mean is people connect with you on LinkedIn because they like you, they like what you see. It's not basically you being 100% expert. But then what I'm just trying to say, when you're coming on LinkedIn, first things first, before people even start figuring you out, you should have figured out yourself. Why are you on LinkedIn? What do you want to achieve? Why are you building your personal brand? Why do you want people to know you? What do you want people to know you for? Those are very critical questions that I feel you must get the answer to before you even start connecting or throwing lights to people on LinkedIn. So you must know who you are, what you want to achieve, why you building your brand, and your why is equally important. I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry, my mic was muted. I didn't know.
All right.
So
All right.
what I'm trying to do is, when you want to, stand out, the very first thing you need to do is ask yourself, why am I on LinkedIn? You see, I think that's why, WHY, is very important. And I keep saying this in most of my posts. If you are on LinkedIn and just roaming around like MTN network, sorry, MTN, sorry, but if you are just roaming around like like MTN, and you are just trying to go with the flow that everybody is using on LinkedIn, trust me, you may not get it right, because you feel, oh, I just came on
Definitely.
board and I'm always seeing Olu will make a post, and the next minute post has reached 200 likes, 300 comments, and you want to follow Olu's format. Okay, Olu posted how he got 1 gig, 2 gig through, and you want to follow Olu and go and post how you got 1 gig. Whereas you did not have any gig, you did not get anything, you don't, nobody knows you, and you want to just keep following what Olu is doing, my dear, see, the truth is you will get it all wrong. So just like he has said, and this is very, in fact, thank you so much for mentioning that particular statement, because you have to first of all discover your why. When you discover why you are on LinkedIn, trust me, you'll be able to place things right. And the thing is, you may have a different why today, and your why will actually change in the next four
Yeah,
months
definitely.
of dating, because you must have eventually grown, observe the environment, see how things work, and even in the next 1 year, your why may change again. So you see, today, Olu, I'm very, very certain Olu did not come on LinkedIn as a LinkedIn page manager. But
It
when
has
he
changed
came
like
on
five
LinkedIn,
times.
but when he came on LinkedIn, he observed how the environment worked and started positioning himself. When he now discovered his why, that was when things started going straight forward for him. And trust me, even in the next 1 year from now, Olu will still evolve to even still do
Definitely.
bigger things on LinkedIn. And please, anything Olu is telling you, listen and put it into practice, because these are codes and hacks that are working. Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask you your second question. Please, if you are watching us currently and you have a question, please drop your question under the comment section. Drop your question for Olu under the comment section so that he can I can read it out for him because I think I can see questions from my end. Okay, so I'm going to ask this again, Olu. Many people post content consistently, show up every day, back to back, because we were always saying, keep showing up, keep building, keep posting. And that motivation will make people to keep posting consistently. But deep within themselves, they know they are still struggling to attract opportunities. Now, what is the what is the thing that kind of person can be missing? You are showing up consistently, posting back to back, but you are not still getting or attracting opportunities. What do you think the person is doing wrong, or what do you think is missing in what the person is doing?
Okay, I got that. But first, let me say hi to my Oga. My Oga just joined the call. Good evening, Adaobi. It's nice to have you and I'd like to speak alongside you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now, back to the question you asked me. For one, I'll first debunk the fact of consistency. I do feel a lot of people like to everybody comes on LinkedIn and see, oh, everybody encourages to be consistent. Yes, to be consistent is very, very good. But then, if you are consistent in the wrong things, don't expect to attract the right opportunities because there's a difference between being consistent in doing the right things and being consistent in doing the wrong things. There's a popular quote that said, if you are doing the same thing and you're expecting a different result, then I will not complete that. So that's just what happens, right? Before you even get consistent, you want to make sure that you know you're already doing the correct thing. Now, when you are doing the correct thing, you just have to do it multiple times. Then that's where your consistency should come in. So if you are coming on LinkedIn, first off, it should not be your consistency that should be your main focus. Fine, you want to be consistent, it's very important. But secondly, you want to make sure that what you are consistent on is the right thing. So you have to figure that out. Once you figure that out, then consistency can come into place. Because once you do the right thing often and often and often again, then the right people will notice you. I hope I answered that, Precious. I
Okay.
think you're muted again.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So you said first of all, you need to be consistent on the right thing before.
Definitely.
Sorry, sorry. You said first of all. I wrote it down. You said first of all, you need to figure out the right thing that you want to do before you
Yeah.
become consistent on it. So me, I want to ask, what is the right thing? Like for example, for a content writer, I want to put out myself as a content writer, and I just come online and all I do is just keep posting content. I just keep showing up, posting things about content writing. People are even tired of reading content. But so what do you think is the right thing for me as a content writer that I'm trying to position myself as? What do you think is the right thing I am supposed to do first before beginning to be consistent with the
Okay.
content?
Okay, I got you. So basically, people know you as a content writer is good. Now, I can give you some names off my head and we can easily know what they are doing. For example, if they mention you, Precious Frank, I know that Precious Frank is into LinkedIn visibility and she's a face baker, right? A very good makeup artist. If they mention Ada Obioti, I know she's into positioning. If they mention Angel Eze, for example, I know she's into designing, right, and strategy. So basically, if they mention you, and people know that you're into content writing. Now, content writing is just the face of it, right? There are internal organs into content writing. Now, a content writer doesn't just write content. What's the essence of you writing content? You're writing content to solve a problem. Now, what problems are you solving? I would go further and debunk. For example, a content writer for, let's say, a brand that sells makeup products. What are the problems that a brand that sells makeup products have? That's number one. People are scared of fake products. People are scared of the, I don't know, sorry if I missed the name, the colors not matching up with their skin. People are scared of the makeup may wash up easily. Now, this is a brand I don't even know and see the problems I've already identified. So now, are you creating your content should now come as solutions around those problems? You're not just creating content for content's sake. You are creating content to show that you know the solution to the problem that a particular client is facing, and your content will show that you can either help them solve it or you show how they can solve it. That's how you build authority. So don't just say you're writing content without solving a problem. Every content must be directed towards solving a problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you said, first of all, build authority, then every content must be directed to solving a problem. So now, right now, you've answered the question. So, in essence, you're trying to tell us, when you want to stand out there and you want to be consistent, make sure that whatsoever you are doing, the right thing is. This is now the right thing he just said. Now, the right thing, any content you are putting out there should be solving a problem. So don't just write content just like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Most people on Facebook, me, I was once on Facebook, I was very active on Facebook. Most people on Facebook, most people, they are on Facebook for entertainment. So if you like, post anything, if you like, post comedy, if you like, post contradictory things, if you like, post people's lifestyle, they will still like your post. They will like and pass. And one funny thing about Instagram and Facebook is you will post a very beautiful content to write up and put a very beautiful picture. People will never read the write up. They'll be looking at the picture, see, and all the comments you'll be seeing is you're beautiful, beautiful. Well, they leave the content and focus on the container. But on LinkedIn, when you post a content, nobody cares about your picture. That is why you notice that on LinkedIn, somebody would use one picture to make 100 posts in 1 month and they'll not change it
Yes.
because nobody is looking at your picture. What people on LinkedIn are interested is what can you be doing for me? How can you be useful? What can your profile or your content do for me? So, for example, if I am reading Olu's content in a day, I am reading his content or his post because I know I'm going to get value. Okay, I know I'm going to learn something. I know I'm going to get a knowledge that will also help me in my own growth path on LinkedIn. If I'm reading something from Ada Obi, it means I'm reading because whatever she's posting is going to help me position my brand properly. So you see that people don't just come to you because you are beautiful or because you're handsome on LinkedIn. No, nobody cares about your beauty or your cute face. What they care about is give me a solution to my problem and you are good to go. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Olu, for I'm writing everything because we are talking, I'm learning from you. So as we are talking,
That's a no no.
first of all, first of all, you said to get this thing right, you need to build authority. And how do you build the authority? You also said in building authority, make sure your content is providing a solution. That is as simple and short as that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask this again. I'm going to ask again. Sorry, I'm taking your time.
No
I'm going to ask
problem. Feel
again.
free.
Can you share a success story of how LinkedIn has led to a life changing opportunity for you? Because I know I was following you. I still following you when you were at 2000. I mean, yes, about 2000 something followers. That was when I discovered you on LinkedIn. And before you know it, my guy don't blow. That's how we do it in Nigeria. We say it in Nigeria, my guy don't blow. So can you share your success story to how this happened and how you were able to evolve to this stage that you are? Because I know you are still evolving.
Yeah. So okay, if I want to start my success story, I would say I had a long term goal of I'm not really one that I don't say no to corporate jobs, but then I love the idea of me first making money from the comfort of my home knows that I want to keep making money from the comfort of my home, right? I want to have something that that can. There was a post I shared one time, like that was around 3 or 4 years ago. There was a day I was super broke to the extent that I I remembered borrowing 4,000 naira from a friend, and that night took a stroll, got back home. I sent just 10 DMs, and from that 10 DMs, like within 24 hours, I closed a deal that was like $400. I put out that post like early late last year, and that just made me know that okay, there are so many opportunities on the internet. If I was having a salary job, I wouldn't say I'm broke today and tomorrow I'll see someone that will pay me that kind of amount for my job, right? Now, what can give you that job is a skill. I definitely knew that I had to have a skill worth paying for. Now, what was the skill worth paying for? I knew that when I came on LinkedIn, I loved LinkedIn because even before I had an optimized profile and all that, I've gotten 1 or 2 gigs on LinkedIn. So I've seen the possibility that, oh, if I actually take this platform serious, it can become like my main earning platform. So I reached out to 1 or 2 few persons. I remember I had a call with a creator. She basically gave me some insights because I had my fair share of struggles. Imagine me telling you that I'm a personal branding strategist and you cannot even see the result of my own profile. And you're still seeing that even my profile was struggling. So I would say I started building capacity, building skills, building knowledge, because I'm not just kind of person that says, oh, I will likes to show it, not just tell, because I guess that's what most people want. They want to see it. Most people believe you when they see it. I don't like being an imposter telling you that, oh, I can help you grow your audience like this, and my audience is still suffering. So basically, I knew I had work to do. I learned how to write better. I learned things that worked on LinkedIn, things that were not working on LinkedIn. I started learning from industry top experts like e.g. Yasmin Adik. I learned from Yasmin Adik a lot. I got on Clarity Core. I mentioned that with a creator. And then I just started implementing reading. And at the same time, one thing that helped was I was also teaching people once in a while. Whatever I learn, I open my calendar for free calls and I just teach people because believe it or not, once you teach people to you gain 1 or 2 things also why you're even still impacting life. So I'll say all that has been like part of my success story on LinkedIn. Precious, I think you're muted.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I've taken one home. I've taken one thing home. So when you learn something, it's not all about learning, right? When you learn, please also implement.
Yes.
When you learn, see, I don't know how many people are listening to me right now, but this is very important. Of all the things Olu have said, he has told us where he was before, where how he borrowed for 4,000 naira. Right now, if I tell Olu, can you help me with 100K? Can you help me with 50K? Can you help me with Olu has money to feed himself.
I think so.
See, sincerely, we all have a story to tell, and
Yeah.
I love this particular story Olu just told right now, because people are always looking for evidence, and
Yeah.
when there is no evidence they'll be like, okay, it's just like when somebody is going to preach God, talk about God, and they'll look, first of all, they'll not look at your shoe, look at your clothes, they'll say, even the God that you're preaching it does not equate, because you don't even look like what you are preaching. So I love the growth. And he made mention of a name that you should take as very important and even write it down. Is it Yasmin? Okay, sorry, that guy has corrected me severally. Yasmin Alich.
Yasmin
Yasmin.
Adish.
It's not Jasmine. I've been calling that name Jasmine for
Yeah,
a very long. Yasmin
Yasmin
Alich.
Adish.
Please, you need to follow that guy on LinkedIn. If you are not following him, you need to follow him on LinkedIn. His post will help you position yourself automatic. See, just like what's his name, Chibuzo Modi made a post today where he mentioned 11 things that that you would do. I've forgotten how you put it, but 11 things that you can do on LinkedIn. And he said there are some people you will follow, my dear. In fact, there are some people you need to have among your followers. There are some, because it will automatically change your mindset. There is no how I have someone like Adaobi, I have someone like Olu, I have someone like Gracious, I have someone like Dr. V and Magnus, I have someone like Mama Moba Birin, I have someone like, and my mindset, sincerely, my mindset has been shifted because of the kind of things I read from their post daily. You follow people that all they do is they're even confused, they don't even know where they are going to, and you expect that you too, you know where you are going to. Is a lie. All of you will be on the same boat and nobody will be able to help anybody. And at the same time, he also said something. He said, whatever he said, you heard him say, he always have a free call with people to help for free, to help people for free. So what I do is, whenever I'm talking to my students, I always tell them, see, the best way you can grow on LinkedIn is to start position yourself as an authority and teach people what you know, teach people how to do best. Like now we are organizing to know about LinkedIn, how they need to position themselves, what they need to do, how they should do it. And sincerely, in just the 30 minutes that Olu has spoken, he have mentioned things that if you do it right, if you see only Olu's session alone, only his session alone, sincerely, if you're able to put into what he has said into practice, if you are able to put it into practice, trust me, you are going to get it right on LinkedIn. All you need to do is keep doing the right things consistently. Keep doing the right things consistently. Now, someone like Tony Elumelu did not just evolve from nowhere. That man has been doing the right thing consistently. And the truth is, along the line, Tony must have gotten his own flaws, made his own mistakes, entered into businesses that did not work, which he has even dumped and that we don't know about. But he was still focused on, I will always get it right. And he just last month he celebrated 15 years of the Elumelus Foundation, impacting people and giving scholarship to people, business grants to people. 15 years. Please, I just knew about Tony Elumelu's foundation in I think 2021 or 2022. That was when I started hearing about that thing even existed. But imagine, this is someone that has been doing this thing for the past 15 years, and most of us didn't know about him, but he was still working. Imagine where you would be in the next 15 years. Imagine how it would be. I don't know, but just imagine where you will be in the next. Imagine where someone like Olu would be in the next 15 years from now, if Olu keeps doing what he's doing consistently for how many years? For 15 years. Olu for don't blow. In fact, Olu will not even be in Nigeria in the next 15 years now. How can he be in Nigeria? Olu will not be in Nigeria again. And by that time, you'll be seeing Olu having a lot of businesses. And how did he come from there? It was from LinkedIn. So please, do things rightly, do the right things at the right time, and sincerely, you will get it right. I'm saying this and I'm saying this again. Thank you so much, Olu. Thank you so much. Let me check. Okay, so once I'm a first speaker. Okay, so let me see. Questions. Please, do we have any question for Olu? If you have any question, please drop it. You have a question, please drop your question before Olu would take a bow and tell us good night. Our second speaker is here. Sorry, our third speaker is here. Gracious, you're welcome. Please, do we have any question for Olu? Hello
Thank
everyone. Okay.
network. Benita, Benita, please help me my earpiece.
Okay, Olu. I guess there is no question for you. Everyone has been following up what you've been saying, and at this point, I want to sincerely thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for accepting to even do this. And thank you for pouring from your well of knowledge for us. Please, do you have anything for us before you go? Your last words on how to get seen, get heard, and get hired on LinkedIn.
Well, for one, I'll still be on the call. I'll go and join as a viewer. I'll leave here and join as a viewer. Secondly, I'll just say try and get clarity calls with people ahead of you. And for two, don't compare yourself with others. That's just the two things I would say. That comparison is going to kill you. So just stop it.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. Do not compare yourself with others. Don't compare yourself with anybody, please. Don't compare yourself to anybody, and always get on a clarity call section. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I'm writing it down so that me too I would learn the people ahead of you. Okay, Olu. Thank you so much. Sincerely, I appreciate you. God bless you and have a wonderful time in your second event. I think that event is with Blossom, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
with Blossom
definitely. Yeah,
and
it goes
Fia.
on. I'll be in the meeting. I would love to hear Ada and Gracia speak too. So I've already joined on my phone also. I don't know if you can hear.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
you're
thank
welcome.
you, thank you. So we are going to have our second speaker now come on board, Ada Obioti, my beloved friend, my beloved sister. I know she's laughing and she's listening to this thing now, but I'm still going to say it. Still going to say it. I know she'll be laughing, but I'll still say it. She's the love of my life. I know I am not the first and I am not the last, but I know I am in the middle. I'm the love of her life that is in the middle of the first and last love of life. She's my sister, she's my friend, she's my confidant. I don't even know what to classify her that will be again, but I met her on LinkedIn, and today it's as if our brain is joined together, and we have to be sharing each other's brain all the time. She has been amazing, sincerely. I appreciate her, and I wish I could carry her everywhere I go so that she will just be in everything I do, because that is how she is to me too. Thank you so much, Ada, for accepting to do this. Even when I was so unofficial, in fact, she was the only person that I know I was very unofficial with. And she was telling me I should be serious. But I I appreciate the fact that she still accepted to do this for me and with to support me. When I make an error, she will tell me, no, I feel you should put this one like this, you should write it like this, do it like this. That is the kind of person we all need in our corner. Trust me. You need someone like Anada Obi in your corner. Thank you so much for showing up for me. And please, we would love to hear you speak and kindly introduce yourself and what you do. Let's get to meet you more.
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'm having a bit of technical issues with my camera. I don't know if everyone can see me. I
Yes,
did see
see
someone say, "Let's see your face." Are you able to see me now? Hi, my name is Adobe. I'm a positioning strategist, brand strategist, and in a nutshell, what I do is I help brands to become better version of themselves by having to position them properly, both on LinkedIn and beyond LinkedIn. So this is like a summary of what I do. I think I'll leave it at that point. Thank you.
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we are going to now move over. Why is my screen being like what I don't know? Okay. Thank you so much, Adelby, for joining us. Thank you so much for that brief introduction, and it's good to have you once again. I want to also ask you. I know from your profile you you are a brand strategist, both personal and businesses. You help you position people the right way as a brand. So, as a brand strategist, I want to ask how important is personal branding on LinkedIn?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I want to start by saying I'm so happy to see everyone. It's a very good pleasure to be here. And please, if you are on this particular webinar, if and you think you have been impacted based on what the first speaker has said, please try as much as possible to repost, invite other people for them to hear and also learn. We don't always get this opportunity all the time to get value for free. So if you have the opportunity and you feel your community can also benefit, you can as well go ahead to repost and share and invite your friends to be around. I am really very happy and very excited. I'm seeing a lot of people that I don't know. So I'm hoping that after this meeting, I can be able to get more connections, get to know you better as a person. So it's really a pleasure to be here. The first speaker had said a whole lot with regards to positioning, with regards to personal branding. And thank you very much, Olu. That was really well spot on. I'm just going to continue from where Olu had stopped. So when it comes to having to position yourself on LinkedIn with regards to your personal brand is like saying you can't give what you don't have. If you have a business, your personal brand as a person rubs off on your business brand, which is absolutely very important in terms of the value, in terms of what you believe, what your value systems are. That's why there's a connection. But people who understand the power of personal brand, what they do is they focus on building their personal brand, because if you're able to build your personal brand, any kind of business that you think of doing, anytime at any point, it's easier for you to establish it because you already have a strong personal brand. And I'm going to be explaining that with an example. So I need everyone to tell me on the comment section, between iPhone and Samsung, which do you think has the market more? Let's have a bit of an interaction. So I'd love to hear people's opinion. Between iPhone and Samsung, which do you think has the market more? I don't know if I'm able to see people's response on the comments.
Please let's drop our comments under the comment section. Yes, I can. Yes, yes. Once they drop it, it will show.
Between iPhone and Samsung. Yes, I'd like to hear people's opinion and just get to understand what they think. Let's have, this is not me, we're here to all learn together. So I just want to hear your opinion. Which do you think is actually a lot more like has the market? Is it iPhone or is it Samsung? So are they able to hear me? So I'll be sure that I'm not alone on this. I'm not talking to myself. Are we all together?
Yes, someone has dropped a comment. iPhone has a large market share.
Okay. Okay. So I was expecting. I knew that a lot of people are going to say iPhone has more of the market share and all. The reason why I had to ask for this as an example
iPhone, iPhone.
is because everybody thinks iPhone is right, and I'm not going to go into details on having to dialogue which one has the market more. But the reason why it's like this is because they understood personal branding. They understood branding in itself, and they were able to use that because what branding is just perception, how you want people to see you. That's it, or how you want people to see your brand, your business. So they really understood it, and that's what they are using as a leverage for a lot of people who now think that it's iPhone that is like the number one when it comes to like phone and everything. So the reason why I had to make that as a reference is if you're able to develop your personal brand yourself, develop that unique thing that you want to be known, that thing that you want people to, whenever they talk about, call your name, they'll make reference to this is what we know you as. Anything else you're trying to do, particularly even on LinkedIn, people can be able to look at how Olu said when you talk about Facebook, who are you going to be talking about? Precious. When you talk about maybe brand identity, you're talking about Angel. These are people that have been able to understand that personal branding, they've been able to use it. So whenever you talk about them, there's something to ascribe to their name. So that's why personal branding is very important on LinkedIn. That's like the first thing people see to be able to resonate and get to know that this is what we know you for. So it's absolutely very important. That is like the basics of what you need to have even before you start any other thing else you're doing on LinkedIn.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
People are still dropping their comments. iPhone has the market than
Absolutely.
Samsung.
That's
Okay. And
perception.
she has just
That's the perception we're talking about.
and she has just told us yes. And now she has just said it. She said that is the perception. So it is how people perceive you, how you place yourself, my dear. That is personal branding. And you cannot, it's just like saying, we like using MTN as an example. You roam around like MTN, but my dear, MTN don't do so much, but they are still being preferred. So even when you hear MTN, their network is people still go for this same MTN than any other network. It is still the perception, just like you have said. Thank you so much for that, and that will be you. In fact, it seems you've even rounded up the whole topic in one. Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask this again. What are some key elements of a strong LinkedIn brand? What are the key elements of someone that, for example, now you say, okay, you are building a personal or a business brand on LinkedIn? What are the elements of a strong brand on LinkedIn?
Okay. I know when Olu was talking, I was also making notes as well because there were some other areas I wanted to like cover up, which is a bit similar to the question that you've had to ask. I think I've seen someone's if you're consistent on the wrong thing. Oh, sorry, the comment that came in between is I thought it was a question for me. Okay, so with regards to LinkedIn to start with, so if you have been able to understand your why, so I'll go further to say it's not just enough for you to have a why. You understand the why. You have reevaluated the why because there's room for evolving. There's room for you to like make adjustments. If you can start somewhere and then in the next 2 years you realize that you want to evolve, which is absolutely very important because if you're static and you don't want to evolve, it affects you negatively with your brand, your personal brand and your business brand. So when you have been able to identify that this is your why and this is what you want to achieve on LinkedIn, some of the key elements are basically what LinkedIn is made up of, which is like your having a very interesting headline, your banner, how you're able to present it to us. Because when people go online to get to know you better, this is what they look out for. They look out for your banner, they look out for your headline, they look out for your about me section. They look out for depending on the area you're looking out for. So let's say you are a thought leader. These are people come on your profile. This is what they want to have an overview. If you're someone that is in the job market and you want to people to be able to like recruiters to come to you and all, when they come on your profile, they will not just look at that alone. They will also go to your experience section to understand what experience you have. They would find out if you have a community. So community, I mean now, is maybe based on if you are in the professional space and you've been able to develop capacity within that professional space that you are. So they look at maybe the community. So this person is a figure in his or her community based on their content, based on how active they are, based on how people are able to respect or resonate with what they are able to put. So people listen to this particular expert. That means this person is actually very outstanding in what they do. So if you want to be able to have a very interesting personal brand on LinkedIn, these are some of the key elements you have to, because you might have all of these things within yourself and I don't know about it. Nobody knows about it. If you're not able to project it on LinkedIn where we would see you, we will not know. We can't find you. So I can have all the best ideas, very amazing ideas, but it's only my room or just my house that knows about it. Nobody knows. Now, I need to be able to project myself in the platform where people can be able to resonate and get to understand that this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is how I can offer like be a problem solver in what you're looking for. So it's very important. Now, if you're trying to now on with the elements that I've mentioned earlier, I know that for some people, which still brings me back to your why. So if you've been able to understand that you want to be on LinkedIn as a LinkedIn growth expert, for example, you don't know how to go about it, but you know that there's something you can offer. There's something you've seen people, a lot of LinkedIn experts are doing, and you think you can do yours differently. You feel there's something you can add to that system, but you know you're not a designer. You know you're not a copywriter or maybe even a writer. You know you have the words, you understand what you want to do. What do? You have a conversation with a brand person, maybe a brand identity designer, someone that can be able to transcribe those things you want to see on your platform, transcribe it into designs, transcribe it into written form. And if the person is a copywriter, you need to be able to speak out and talk to people who have gone ahead of you, people who are already there, for them to be able to like present these things that you're talking about. They'll bring it to life. So it's not just enough for you to know that there are key elements for you to factor into. You need these people to be able to position it properly, for it to be in the right place, for it to be capturing the right kind of client that you want, who you want, for this key elements like your banner and all to be able to attract. So that's why it's really very important. But as long as LinkedIn is concerned, these are like the basic elements that needs to be in place. Another element that a lot of people really get to overlook is your feature section. So your feature section could be like a lead magnet. It could be like you can have a call to action for your meeting. It could be something that something very striking that when people read, it kind of resonates with your situation. They want to get to know you better. Don't make your clients, don't make them find it very hard to get accessible to you. That's one thing that the platform is trying to help us to do. People need to be, you don't have to stress me. I know you have what it takes. And I'm looking at it, I'm seeing that, oh yes, this is what you're doing. How can I find you? So you don't want to stress me going round and round, make it easy. That's why it's a lead magnet where people can easily connect with you and get to know you for what you are, the result they're looking for, and you can be able to connect with them properly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, you have said a lot, and this has covered. In fact, anybody that needs to learn, if you know you want to even learn how to position yourself on LinkedIn, I'm very very sure you should be listening to Ada Obi speak right now. I'm very very sure you must have listened to Olu speak, and please write down the things they are saying, because funny enough, it's not everything that people you or it's not everything that we'll get to see on our posts, right? It's not everything that we'll get to say out there. Like this thing that Adaobi is telling you today now, I'm very sure it's not everything like this in detail should we put out there on her posts. So these are moments that you should treasure, and these are moments you should take very personal. I am a number one culprit or suspect for that feature section. So
from where I'm coming from, we always feel like the feature section should be for, just like Angel caught me today. Like I was caught in the web, or in our posts. you know we always see feature section to be a place where you go and highlight or pin your most viral posts. So you just go and pin a post that has gotten up to 1,000 likes and 1,000 comments, so that people that come into your page will see. But no, just like we say, we are always learning. I'm also in the learning process. We are all in the learning process, and nobody is too big to learn, right? So just like she have said something important, your feature section should be a place where somebody can quickly click to get to know more about what you do, without necessarily having to make roll around your profile and getting confused, and back and forth, back and forth. So make sure you understand your why first of all. Understand your why. When you understand your why, you would now be able to put things in place, like what people will look out for on your page. She mentioned everything: your about section, your headline, your profile, completely, my dear. Make sure you put it well. I There's a post I made few days or a few weeks ago, where I said people that are making it big on LinkedIn today, and they're always saying, I got my first six figure or seven figure gig without optimizing my profile. They did that because they did not know that they needed to optimize their profile. But now, every day, you are hearing that you need to optimize your profile. And no, because you've seen a post that someone that was on LinkedIn 2017 did to get a gig. You that you're in 2025, you want to do the same thing that the person was doing last year to get a gig. Times have passed and people are evolving, mindsets are changing. Just like how there was nothing like video content on LinkedIn before, but right now I reposted a post from LinkedIn, one of the LinkedIn partners, where they said people should now begin to incorporate video content into their post on LinkedIn, because the LinkedIn algorithm would even circulate video content more as it stands now. That is part of the LinkedIn updates. So they are even going to be circulating more of the video content that has good quality for you to get more reach. So you see that we are evolving. Ada, thank you so much for dissecting. I call this, you divided, cut it into pieces like me, and make sure it enters our head for us to understand. So now I'm going to move to the next question to ask: how can we position ourselves effectively on LinkedIn for professional transitioning? So let me explain this question so that our audience could understand better. For example, I want to transition from being a face baker, that is a makeup artist, to now becoming a LinkedIn growth expert, right? On LinkedIn. Let's be very specific on LinkedIn. I want to transition from face baker to LinkedIn growth expert. Now, how am I as a person supposed to position myself effectively on LinkedIn for people to see me and know me for what I do? Oh, welcome, my mama. Namatama, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. So this particular question, I really want to be very honest with everyone. There are no A to Z's when it comes to having to like redirect, revolve with regards to what you want people to know you for, because what might work for me might not necessarily work for you. There are different things that are involved, so it all depends on you. But the only thing is, depending on where you are. So let's say, for example, I have been able to build a community for myself, and I want to evolve from what people know me for. I would carry my community along. I would let them know that this is happening and I am transitioning into this. This is also going to be either part of my services, or maybe this is what I now want to go into. I'll explain to them, maybe if there was a personal development, or maybe something different that happened that made me want to consider transitioning into this particular, like the way Precious said, she is a ghostwriter behind the scene, and a lot of people do not know her with that, and that's because she's not building on that particular level. So I'll let them know that there's been a change and this is what is happening, and they will be able to carry along with the new development. And what that simply means is I'm now having to go on revamping of my page. I'm having to optimize my page. I'm having to make adjustments on my page based on already what I had previously. Where the problem, where one of the mistakes I see people make on LinkedIn, which is actually not so good, is that people want to transit, and they what they do is, so you have a different profile, but your content is different. So what is on your profile is you are a content creator, but on your contents that you post, you're probably talking about something different, totally different from I'm sorry, being a content writer. We don't even know a lot of things with regards to writing, you being a content writer, what kind of writing skills, what do you write on, right? What has been happening with you generally, but you're talking about something entirely different from what we see on your profile. Now, this does not build trust for you and your community, because when it comes to branding and perception, it is trust. People are able to like trust you for what you say, that they will be able to see value in what you have said. So this usually happens because people forget that while you're trying to transition, it's important for you to also transition with your profile. So they just wake up one morning and decide to do transition based on the content they are posting, but your profile is still there. It has not been revamped. For anybody that follows me and pays attention to details, they would know that personally, even on my headline, I'm always revamping. I'm always changing. The only difference with my is that I'm not changing out of my niche. I'm only improving on what I already have, which is absolutely very okay and encourageable for everybody, because you can't be at a particular space or a particular phase forever. When a lot of things keep coming in place with LinkedIn development and all, you yourself, you should be evolving. You're not supposed to be static, right? So there is no specification when it comes to these are the things you need to. But this what I just mentioned are like the basics you need to know. You carry your people or your community along with what you're trying to do. Make sure that you're up to date in terms of your revamping. Make sure you're up to date in terms of your optimization. Make sure that your banner is carrying that new thing that you want people to know you for. It is absolutely very, very important. Where the problem happens is when they are not aware about it. So this is like one of the things I would say that is actually very major. And then just to add, I know, like I said, I was taking a bit of notes when Olu was talking. I just want to say to anybody who is here that we've heard so much about this. Is might not be part of my questions, but it's just something I want to chip in. We've heard so much about consistency. I want to remind everyone here that consistency is what you call it for yourself. Consistency for me might be, for example, when it has to be posting Monday to Friday. Consistency for Precious might just be Monday and Friday. It is that does not mean that Precious is not being consistent. Precious becomes inconsistent when she will post on Monday, and then we will not see her again till like another 1 month, and maybe we'll see her again until another 1 year. Then Precious is not being consistent. Why am I saying this? Understand what works for you. When you've been able to develop that why that we have been talking about over and over again, make sure you're able to understand with the why what works for you. Okay, nobody, no pressure. Everybody is unique in their own way. Even if we're all strategists, trust me, there's a tune and there's something I have that you can never ever get. It has to be a touch of just me. So that is what makes me different from you, even though we are actually strategists. This is really very important because it puts people under unnecessary pressure. If you understand this, you would build comfortably. There is no pressure. Someone else is getting a lot of gigs, getting jobs, no problem. Your growth and my growth are not the same. There's no rush in this. The thing is, are you able to build credibility through the process, enjoying it and going through it? Are you able to build that credibility and people are able to trust you? Take your time, okay? It's not something you need to like rush or say because A is doing it this way, it has to work for me that way. No. And make sure that when you have your why and you've been able to understand what your why is and what works for you, make sure you have an enabling environment. If you don't have an enabling environment, now I'm talking about your network, I'm talking about people you surround yourself around, that's your why would die. That vision you have would die. You would not see reasons to want to go ahead or take it to the next level, because who are the people that are encouraging and motivating you? Who are the people you're listening to? Who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? They are the people that you need. They would help you through the part of the why that you have set for yourself. So if I have a very strong why on something, and I go and associate myself with someone who has a different why or a different set of people, it can't work. I wouldn't feel strong having to do what I'm doing, because there's always a contradiction in what we do. So this is really very important. And you need to be open to creativity and flexibility. The fact that nobody has done it on LinkedIn does not mean that you cannot be the first person that would do it. I personally love it when people are very creative. If people are not using, I'm giving you a very good example. When I started up on LinkedIn, what people used to call me is the lady in red. And that was because I was always using a particular red picture over and over again. I go for webinars, and when they want to introduce me, they will say the lady in red, because it became a brand color for me. It became something that people could resonate with me. And that was what was flowing at that point in time. It might not be what people are used to, but it happened and it worked for me, and that was what people were able to resonate. So even if you want to be using stylish pictures, you want to be bombarding us with a particular kind of picture that you think this is your own style. What I'm saying is, do you, and we will adjust. We will adjust. I'm telling you, as long as you're able to give us that. Where it becomes a problem is if your container is actually very, very beautiful, and when we open it, there is nothing inside. That's the content itself. There's nothing. It's just not there. That's where it becomes a lot of problems. So this is, I don't know who this is for, but this is something you really need to put into consideration when you're having to build your personal brand or your business brand. I don't know. I think Precious mentioned she has a bit of okay, she's back. Hi, Precious.
Thank you. Thank you. My book is full. I need like the last page has filled up. Oh, what should we do? The last page of my book is filled because of the things you said. Excuse me. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the last thing she said that is sticking to my head right now is the kind of people you surround. Wow, wow, I did not think about that. Wow. So it is, at the end of the day, it's not just about, the people you even follow online right now, because sincerely, that she's not even talking about online family, she's not talking about online community where you just have to be following people like Yasmin Alish, Laura Costa, just keep following. No, 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 no. She's talking about friends. That is how I just get her point, right? She's talking about close friends. Who are the people you are surrounding yourself with? When you've discovered your why, it will help you grow. So you see, for someone like Olu, I know the kind of people Olu surrounds himself with, right? For someone like Gracious, I know the kind of people she surrounds herself with. That is why you see Gracious. In fact, Gracious is planning LinkedIn locals Calabar. I think she will talk about that during her own section. But I was surprised to know that this is the 2.0. She has organized a physical LinkedIn event, promote LinkedIn and let people know more about LinkedIn in Cross River State. And she's still doing it again. When you surround yourself with people that have the same mindset with what you are doing and where you are going to, trust me, you would be able to go there. And Ada Obi is one person that me and her, in fact, it's as if she tied wrapper to her waist, and I tied the second one to my own waist, and we're always dragging it. So she cannot leave me, I cannot leave her. We do this together. She's always there to put it in my head. I'm always there to put it in her head. And sincerely speaking, what she just said now is what she does. This is something that she does practically. So she's telling you what she's doing practically. She is that kind of person that will push you to achieve what you want to achieve. And if you discover your why and you just dump it, trust me, excuse me, trust me, you would not go far. Before you know it, you say, I beg, I'm tired of LinkedIn. You will just have one reason to be tired of the environment, whether you are building on LinkedIn or building in any other place, but you will just find yourself tired and exhausted because you don't have the right set of people to guide you and motivate you or uplift you when you are down. Thank you so much, Ada. God bless you. God bless you. Please, let me. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to come to your last question before we get to our next speaker. I have written so much from Ada Obi. Please, if we have any question, let us ask our question. Please drop your questions if you have any questions, so that if you have questions, please drop it. Am I seeing well? So that I can read it out to the speakers for them to answer the question. So I'm going to ask Ada her last question. Okay, please, sorry, before I ask Ada her last question, I still have another point that she made that's very important that I have to reiterate, right? Where she said the mistakes she observed that a lot of creators make on LinkedIn is to post a content that is different from their portfolio or from their profile. And sincerely, I think that is the real definition of roaming around, because you don't understand what you are doing. You are putting out yourself as a content creator, but what you talk about is being a virtual assistant. You put out yourself as a virtual assistant on your profile, how you help CEOs, but what you talk about is medical things. And this can come in, okay, let's just say, for example, let me use a practical example. Olu says he's a chartered accountant, but that is not on his profile. So imagine on his profile now he's talking about being a strategist, being a LinkedIn page manager, and all his posts talks about accounting. All his posts talking about petty cash book. All his posts talking about financial literacy. He's going to get his audience confused. They'll be like, what's going on? Is he a chartered accountant or is a strategist? Which one is he? What should we take? So please, in doing this, make sure your content aligns with your profile. It's very important. Whatever you are doing, revolve it around your profile. Let it resonate with your audience too. My last question for Arda before she wraps it up with us is, please, can you share your success story of how branding made you stand out on LinkedIn? I know I met Ada when Ada was on 3,000. No, Ada was almost clocking 3,000 followers, and I got to discover Ada when Angel did her profile and posted her on her. So it was through Angel's post that I got to discover Ada. And then I know she was just getting to, she was almost in 3,000 followers. But today, please, we are going to be celebrating our 10K followers very soon with a bunch of cake. If there's anything like bunch of cake, please. So please, can you share with us your success story on how you got to this level? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. I was just thinking about which success story to share because there's been a lot of lovely experience on LinkedIn. So, but I'll just give a bit of a summary on how I even joined LinkedIn for starters. So, I'm among those people that joined LinkedIn out of depression. I was tired. I was at a point where I was consumed with. So I had to relocate, and I wasn't used to not having to. I was in a location where usually I don't have to struggle to get a job. It was so easy for me to get it because I could get so many recommendations and all. But then it was a different environment entirely, and I was struggling, knowing fully well that I know what capacity I could offer, but why is the job not coming? So it was very frustrating for me. And then one day I just got very upset and I went on LinkedIn. I went on Glassdoor. I don't know how many people know about Glassdoor. And I went to I made a post and I was reacting. I said the HR system generally should do better. When you people send feedbacks about people not getting a job, don't just say unfortunately or whatever. You're not leaving people to get better at what they need to do. That's not a proper feedback, especially if they are the ones you've called for interviews. Where do they need to do better on? Give a more constructive feedback. I know it might not be easy for everybody to get feedback for like everybody, but the people that made it to the top, give constructive feedback on why they are not, so that they know, because you don't know the depression that goes through with people when they keep applying and applying and they're not getting what they want. I didn't know that I was talking and speaking to the minds of so many people. A lot of people got reactions. People were complaining. People were like, some people say they have not even gotten anything for like, they have been looking for their dream job for like years. They have not gotten anything. And I was like, this small thing that I just did out of anger or something. I didn't know it was going to bring a lot of people's reactions and all. And then from there, some HR persons came to my DM and they were asking personal questions. They were saying, this is really a very bold step. They were encouraging me and they were like, this is really very lovely. Few weeks after that, the post happened. I didn't just get a job. I got 3 offers within 1 week. So it was me having to choose which one do I want to go into, like which of the offers am I going ahead with. I didn't know this would happen like this way. Then I joined LinkedIn cohorts because I didn't even know how the LinkedIn platform works generally. I just knew it to be a platform where you can be able to like improve your professional status, and if you want to like get jobs and all. I didn't know there was more, or there can be more on the platform. So usually they say when you come to when you come to Rome, you want to behave like Romans. You need to understand what happens there. So I needed to have some basics on what really happens here to be able to understand it properly. So I joined a couple of cohorts, couple of LinkedIn campaigns and all, and I was able to like learn a whole lot. And while I was learning, I was taking notes of what I am seeing, what I want to be able to do differently, what can I do. And then conversations I had, I found that people were getting very interested, and like that I started building up connections. And I told myself what I used to do behind the scene, because what LinkedIn does for you is it gives you a platform for you to flourish on what you're already good at, right? Not just having to have your digital CV out there, which is like what people know. It gives you a platform for you to like project that thing that you know you're very good at. So I started up and I started doing it gradually. I didn't know people were watching. I didn't know brands were watching. People are watching on LinkedIn. Through the help of LinkedIn, recently I received an award as an innovative entrepreneur of the year by the Global Business and Author Award in the UK. All these things would have not even been anything near possible if I was not really having to build on LinkedIn. If people were not seeing what I am doing to even know that, oh, this person has, or this person has what it takes. So why am I saying this to anyone that's actually on this platform right now? I made mention of something. I said you might have all the ideas and everything figured out, but if we're not seeing you, we don't know you. And this is what LinkedIn did for me. LinkedIn was that platform that helped me to be able to project what I know that I have the ability to do, to project it to a wider audience for people to understand and people to see that this is what I can offer to you. This is what I can do better. This is what I can help you achieve. I have done it. I used to tell my clients when I talk to them that I didn't have to go to learn positioning. Positioning became a lifestyle for me based on the different experiences that I've had to go through and have to think, how do I do it better? How do I position myself better to get the kind of results that I want? So now I understand that the reason why we're not always getting the results we want most times is because of wrong positioning. We would have everything, we have the whole idea all set up, but we're not positioned well. And because you're not, you won't get that thing that you're actually looking out for. The people who are getting it, you might even better than them, but because they have positioned themselves well, they are getting it more than you. So this became my success story, and I said I was going to share it. If you're here and you're following me on LinkedIn, you would know that this information is actually on my profile because I wanted to use it to encourage other people who feel like they have given up, who feel like where they are right now is like the end for them, to let them know that everything is possible, starting with your positioning, starting with your personal brand, starting with, because it became something that was now like my everyday kind of lifestyle. Now LinkedIn became my favorite social media platform. It became where if I don't go to, because I'm seeing unlike-minded people, I don't go to, I feel like something is missing. You wouldn't see me on I'm on Facebook. I'm not very, very active on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm not as active as I am on LinkedIn, because I now understood this is where I can find the like-minded people that I'm looking for, and I need to be at the right place to be able to attract that right opportunities. So that was my own personal success story for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Ah, God. See, my head is full. My book is full. But thank you for the lessons. You've given us lessons. You have shared your behind the scenes. You've shared the ladder that you used to climb to where you are right now. That is what I tell people. Nothing happens by luck or by chance. Is by your work and by God's grace. That is the honest truth. It is by the level of work you put into what you are doing and God's grace. Because the Bible has said, sorry to use the Bible, but the God's book have said that seest thou a man diligent in his work. Diligence means you are putting in effort all the time. You will not stand before mean men, but before kings. And that is what happens to people that are growing. Someone like me, my own, I stay from 100 and something followers on LinkedIn, and just like she said, we all have stories to tell, and everything is possible starting from your positioning. So when you come on a platform where excuse me, you don't know how things are going on, all you need to do is learn what is tenable in that environment, grow from there, and keep upskilling yourself to evolve. At the end of the day, all of us like this, all the speakers you've heard said something today, we are all learning, we are all evolving. We've not still gotten to that point yet. Sorry, we've not gotten to that point yet, and we're still getting there. So please, everything that Ada has said today, put it into practice and trust me. In fact, if you've not taken anything home, go and change that. You see that your feature section that she has mentioned, please go and change it. Go and put, for example, you can get a calendly link where people could book you to talk to you. If you are the one that does a one-on-one call section, or you're the one that does a one-on-one appointment, booking of appointments, people can book you. Just click on your feature section and they will get through to you. Thank you so much, Ada. I appreciate you. Thank you for finding time to be with us this evening and for pouring out from your well of knowledge. At least I have learned from you, from behind the scenes. From behind the scenes. Now I'm learning from you, raw and direct, from everything you've said, from positioning, how to grow. I love how you added to what Olu said. So it's just like you are giving a supportive statement, or Olu gave a build up and you completed the building. So thank you so much for telling us that it is not just about your why, right? It's not just about the why, but please understand how the why too should work for you. If I'm saying, okay, I've discovered my why on LinkedIn, and my why is to come on LinkedIn as a virtual assistant, I need to also understand, why am I a virtual assistant? Why virtual assistant? Why not content creator? Right? Why not graphic designing? Why not strategic positioning strategist? Why is it a virtual assistant I want? See, there are some questions you ask yourself. For example, let me even use myself as a practical example. I did not just become a LinkedIn growth expert from the blues, right? Before I became a LinkedIn growth expert, I asked myself, why LinkedIn growth expert? Why do I want to be a LinkedIn growth expert? And I discovered that there were a lot of people on LinkedIn like me that needed help. The truth is, and I will always keep saying this to myself, right? One person cannot cover up the whole of LinkedIn. For example, Gracious is also a LinkedIn growth expert. She can decide to have a cohort she's training people. Why is it so? Because everyone in my network can never be on her network. No matter how much I try to project what Gracious is doing on my platform, everyone on my network would never be on her network. So we all have people to groom. We all have our own target audience that we can groom. That is why I became a LinkedIn growth expert, because I discovered that a lot of people in my network were people that needed help, people that just landed on LinkedIn and did not discover or understand what LinkedIn is all about. They don't understand what's going on. And that was why I said, okay, fine, I can help these people. Somebody helped me, so let me also help them too. And that was how I became a LinkedIn growth expert, and I started teaching in my consistency challenge. And I'm happy to know that I have been transforming lives through our consistency challenge. So please, we are going to bring on board our next speaker, in the person of Gracious Benedict. Gracious, please, are you with us? Gracious has been having network issue. So let's see if this is going to work. Let's see. Excuse me, please.
Holy Spirit, please, please, please.
Okay, Gracious. I can hear you saying please. Gracious, can you hear us? Oh, network is very terrible. She has been having very serious network challenge since we started. Gracious, can you hear me? Gracious, can you hear me? Gracious, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes, we can hear you clear and sound. You are welcome. Please, we beg network, God, let the network be stable in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Okay, Gracious, please, can you introduce yourself in few minutes? Tell us what you do, everything you do that revolves around Gracious Benedict.
Okay, my name is Gracious Benedict. Pardon my manners. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here. Holy Spirit.
Okay, since her network has thrown her out again, so we are going to move on before she joins us again. Let's just hope that the network is going to be stable for her from her own side. So moving on, I'm going to share with all some of the LinkedIn hacks, right? That I feel okay. These are the things that I put to work when I came on LinkedIn. I didn't know anything, and these are the things I got to discover um while still growing on LinkedIn, and these are things that could still work for you too. So I would like us to know. Gracious, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, please, you can go on.
All right. So my name is Gracious Benedict. Also called the Global Gracious, and I'm a LinkedIn growth expert, LinkedIn social media manager, a public speaker, and a 5 times founder. So, in the course of my speaking, you get to know why I got into LinkedIn growth expertise and social media management. And I hope that you all will learn from it. Thank you so much, Miss Precious.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gracious, for joining us. Thank you so much for accepting to do this, even in your busy schedule. You had to just make sure you are available to do this for me and for us and with us. Thank you so much, sincerely. I don't take your presence for granted. I appreciate it with all my heart. Thank you so much. And I hope you also
Thank
tell us
you.
about your upcoming events, your LinkedIn Locals Calabar, so that those of my, if we have some of my audience that are in Calabar, they could also attend the event physically. So I'm going to ask you this
Yeah,
question,
definitely.
please. What role does yeah can you
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
okay? What role does engagement comment? What role does engagement, networking, etc. have to play in seducing the LinkedIn algorithm? I know you just wrote a book that is titled Seducing the LinkedIn Algorithm, which is something that is very triggering, right? People would, when they hear seduce is to make you fall in love. So we would want to know, what role does this engaging, commenting, sharing, liking, networking on LinkedIn have to do with LinkedIn algorithm?
All right. So first of all, I would love to go back to what actually drove me, like my passion to actually go into LinkedIn growth expertise and link it up to how engagement, likes, and commenting actually helps you use the LinkedIn algorithm. Like you said, when you started when you started on LinkedIn, you actually had people who helped you understand, and then you decided, okay, you wanted to help others as well. Well, in my own case, I didn't have anybody to actually LinkedIn app, how it worked, how to set this the algorithm, what kind of content to and all. I was doing more of experiment. Yes, I was doing more of experimenting. In fact, when I started LinkedIn, I challenge, and then I now started that. And so I told myself that okay, I didn't have the opportunity to actually learn from LinkedIn growth experts on LinkedIn. Like I learned through experimenting, and I knew that there are other people out there who do not actually have people who can help them. And so I decided that okay, LinkedIn growth is something that I'm passionate about, and I just don't want to help myself. I want to help others as well. And so in my course of growing on LinkedIn, I've experimented so many things. In fact, I've even experimented not engaging on LinkedIn just to see how my posts
Uh, Gracious, are you with us? Gracious, please, can you hear us? Gracious, can you hear us? Okay, I think we've lost her again. Okay, so we've lost her again. Gracious, are you with us? Okay, so I guess her network has gone off. So let's continue from where we stopped. Where I said I can't hear I think the network issue is generally not just within. Yeah, it's affecting every other person. My network connectivity is quite bad this side. Oh, Namatama too has a complaint about her network. Okay, Namatama, can you hear me now? Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Adaobi, can you hear me, please? Let me know. Somebody can hear me. Adaobi, please, can you hear me? Please, if anyone can hear me, just drop a comment under the comment section. Please let me know that I'm not alone. Adaobi, can you hear me? Adaobi, can you hear me? Please, can anybody hear me? Can anybody Okay, please. Okay, so can we hear me now? Okay. I guess we are back up. Okay, Gracious, welcome. Gracious, can you hear me? Gracious, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Network has been bad over too. So from where you stopped about the role engagement and comments and talking plays in seducing the LinkedIn algorithm. Gracious, please, I can't hear you. So before I'm going to continue with the LinkedIn that I actually put into practice for me, like it's tested and it works for me. So the you did when you come on LinkedIn and you want to understand environment works, right? The very first thing you have to do is connect with people. Connect with people. When you connect with people, so for example, now on LinkedIn, you have maximum of 100 connections in have 100 connections in a week to utilize. Do you understand? I like to say, okay, I want to send connection to 100 people in 5 days. So what do you connect with people? 20 people per day. So in a day you can connect with 20 people, connect with industry experts, thought leaders, connect with people that are in your niche, and connect with people in other industries too, because these are people that could also need your services. You have 3 categories of people to connect with. You connect with those in your industry, people you can connect with people that are above you in your industry that you, and also connect with people that are out of your industry for your services. People keep saying connect with people that are in your niche. If I'm a virtual assistant and all I do is connect with other virtual assistants, who will now be the target audience? Who are the ones that will see what I do to patronize? It is also important connect with people that are out of your niche, because they are the ones that will eventually become your target. Okay, so thing that we know, I don't know, gracious network is still very bad. So just like your 100 connections in 1 week. So it means that in 1 week, you should be having 100 followers, right? More followers, or up to 200 followers in 1 week. The next week, another 100 followers. In 4 weeks, you must have gotten 400 followers. Please aim for active followers and not inactive or dormant accounts. Important. Gracious, are you with us? One thing you need to know is celebrate as much as you can on your timeline. Now, let me put this very practically. You connect with somebody, right? You've connected. I told you connect with people, and you've connected with people. And obviously the people you are connecting with are engaging on your content. After you put everything that all this right, positioning yourself properly, and doing the rest, and after you now connect with people, the people that are engaging on your post or your content, appreciate them, my dear, appreciate them, post about them. Either you send them a DM to appreciate them, or you take out their picture, post them and celebrate them. Or if it's their birthdays on LinkedIn, you have where they can, LinkedIn shows you that somebody is celebrating birthdays today or tomorrow. You go there and send a message to celebrate the person. Oh, happy birthday, happy birthday. All those things also help you on LinkedIn. These are hacks that works. And just recently, I started telling my students to implement these things and see the way their engagement doubled. Them too, they were not expecting it. I told them to celebrate people days. Our challenge is 14 days LinkedIn challenge. I told them for 14 days, post somebody timeline the difference. So people love it when they are being celebrated, when they are for what they have done. And the next thing, hack that works. Finish authority. So if you are a virtual assistant, how do we know you're posting about what you do and the people you have served, and testimonials for us to see? That is how I would be her, or I can work with him. So please, sure you show up with credible content and show up as an authority in your niche. Then another thing is share your stories. Just like Adaobi and Olu shared their success story with us on how they elevated on LinkedIn to this point. Always make sure you share your story, and on the content that you are putting out there, use hooks that are very catchy. You see, one thing that people are celebrating Blossom Afia for on LinkedIn today is because of her hooks, right? People love how she writes, people appreciate how she writes, and because of that, people just love her. Oh, I love her content. Why is her content like this? Because of her hook. Her hook is always resonating. And if you watch out for how I write, my hooks are always very strong. So your hook must be something that is hooking somebody to stay and read your posts. Recently, I left LinkedIn for about a week or two or so. I know I lost someone that period, and I left LinkedIn. By the time I came back, they already shadow banned me. So I've been shadow banned for few weeks now, and it has been telling moments. You can even see between before and now. You will see the difference. I've been shadow and I'm struggling to get back my engagement, but it doesn't stop me from writing the LinkedIn way or the LinkedIn math. So these are things you need to put into practice. Another hook you need to know is, please, if you want to learn how to write on LinkedIn, observe how LinkedIn experts are writing. Now, do you know, funny enough, when I came on LinkedIn, nobody was Coach Amaka Ifedu and how that environment works. But what I learned from her post is what is helping me today. So just like I tell people, your teacher should not excuse me, your teacher should not teach you everything, please. Your lecturer should not teach you everything. Your coach should not teach you everything. There are some things you observe that they do and emulate or imbibe them. So how did I know how to write the LinkedIn format way? I observed what Dr. Amaka Ifeduba was doing. I observed how she was always writing. She will write one sentence per paragraph and give a line spacing, then move to the next line to write. I also observed that her posts were always very short and moderate. Her posts were not so long. It was short and moderate. And these are things that I was following her. Like I was observing what she was doing and I was also doing them. And that was how I got to crack the code on the LinkedIn in your content. So if you want to draft content that sells on LinkedIn, watch how close on Afia writes. Watch how Ada Obi Oti writes. Watch how Olu writes his post, right? Watch out how Gracious writes her post. They will always put in one paragraph. You give one line, next line to write the next sentence. Don't put 3 to 5 sentences in one paragraph on LinkedIn. Why is it so? Because people on LinkedIn are there to learn, right? We are not there to flip and pass. We are there to learn. So you have to make it easy for us to learn very fast from your content and move to the next thing that we have to do. So that is why you have to write concisely and clearly, explicitly for people to understand what you write. And the next fact that you need to know. So just like I said, please, when you are on LinkedIn, observe what people are doing on LinkedIn. First of all, pay attention to doing, how they are writing, what they are saying. So for example, now on a Saturday, how did we get to know that Saturdays were basically social Saturdays? It was because we observed. I observed that people are always writing happy social Saturday. What is it about? And I went to like 3 to 4 creators posts, and I discovered, and that was how I discovered that Saturdays are mainly for celebrating people, celebrating engagement, celebrating your wins, connecting with more people, just by observation. Nobody told me. The next thing you need to know as a LinkedIn hook or LinkedIn hack is you need to learn how to use pointers. People have different pointers that work for them. So instead of trying to make a sentence and put like you want to put engagement, comma, likes, comma, share, comma, comment, comma, LinkedIn, comma, instead sentence, use pointers instead. The pointer should be your number. The second pointer should be your point two, engagement. Third pointer, comment. These things makes people to glance through your content easily, understand your content and the message you are trying to pass before moving on to the next thing. And the next one is always repost your own content. So someone asked me, I'm yet to even go on a clarity call with that my students. She asked me your own content. Do you know that I also observed that reposting your content will also drive more engagement and more visibility? Sometimes you may observe that, oh, I make a post and in the next 30 minutes I am reposting. Why am I reposting? Because I'm trying to get more reach. I'm trying to get more visibility. I'm trying to get more engagement. I'm trying to get more people to actually see my post. So it is very possible that as at the time you made your post, people were not available or the algorithm could not circulate your content. So you repost to make more people see what you've posted, to get more engagement and get more visibility. But at the same time, when you repost your content, please, after 24 hours, go and delete your repost, because you don't want your page to be crowded with reposting and the same content. You will even get your audience confused because they keep seeing, most people that don't understand what reposting means, we keep thinking that you made 2 posts at the, you understand that, like you made 1 post and posted it 2 different times. A lot of persons don't still understand what reposting is all about. So please, let us not make this mistake. It's very, very important. So please, these are things that are very, very important. Another LinkedIn hacks that work. I was expecting people to be dropping their questions. What happened today? You people don't have questions. All the people that joined us to learn from us today, there is no question, or it means everything that has been said today in our class was explicit, it was well understood, and there is no question. Okay, so if that is that, We would love to, if that is that, so we would love to end our conversation. This conversation was supposed to last for 2 hours, and we have been online for 2 hours teaching and exploring. I'm so sorry that network couldn't allow our third speaker to give us what she had for us this evening. And my God, she has a lot to say. Imagine someone telling you about the LinkedIn algorithm and how to seduce, and make the algorithm to fall in love with you. But so sorry about her network. Maybe I'm still going to invite her in one of our events again to come and still share something about her LinkedIn algorithm so that we can learn from what she has for us. So thank you so much for everyone, or thank you so much to everyone that joined this session. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for staying put with us for 2 hours to learn and relearn and unlearn. That is what I always like telling people. We are relearning and unlearning every day. The things you knew yesterday may be wrong, and whatever you're listening to today may be the right thing. So we unlearn, relearn, and learn again every day. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you all, and I look forward to doing this with you. So this is me saying that our LinkedIn 14 days LinkedIn consistency challenge is back with our cohort 10. So you can imagine we are now in our cohort 10. Yay! Cohort 10 is here, and I promised you people we are going to revamp cohort 10, and we have revamped, we have rebranded, and we are coming back bigger and stronger with better things for you. So in our cohort, from our cohort 10, we're going to be inviting speakers to come and talk to you on things you need to know about your brand, about the things about LinkedIn, about growth, different things. So please stay put, and I'm going to drop more information about our cohort 10 in the WhatsApp platform. So if you are not on our WhatsApp platform, run, because you're going to be missing out on a lot of things, a lot of offers. You're going to get jobs from our community. We are giving out jobs. I see people posting they are social media managers, they are content creators, they are virtual assistants. Please, we are giving out recommendations. I saw Wisdom posting that he's what is a marketing strategist, brand strategist. We give out recommendations. That is why I say join our platform. So if you want to be my platform or in my community, the only criteria is to join our consistency challenge, and you become part of our community. And so that when we have recommendations for people that need your services, or we have jobs, we give it to you automatically. You are getting the job as long as you're in our community. We give those in our community the jobs to do. So thank you so much. I'm going to send more information. I'm going to send more information to the WhatsApp platform. So please watch out and sign up. It's very important. You don't want to miss out. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful night rest. I love you all so much, and I still remain Precious Frank, your number one global face baker. I love you all. Bye for now.